Hello, I'm Talion. This is Luke. Welcome back to the channel.
Hello.
Let's play more of the devil. Yeah, we've been going through the investigation, and we're checking out the bathroom now. Let's go for it. What the heck are we gonna find
back down
here?
to the corner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No longer quite so floaty.
All right.
Ah.
What are we gonna find here this time? I warned you. Don't worry, I can stomach it just fine. So long as I can understand it. Huh, well, there's a whole big blood splash back there.
Yeah.
Why did Creek's pod torture my client? I don't know that they did. Sosuke told
I'm
me
sure
they
this is a
electrocuted
different.
him, huh? What?
I'm sure this is an unrelated bloodstain.
Yeah. It probably just grounded him. Low-grade currents applied every few minutes. Stops most mods from rebooting.
It was only mild torture.
Yeah, just a little bit of electrocution.
It's a teeny tiny bit of torture between friends.
Oh boy. Oh no SOS pings. No adrenaline bursts pulled out of his ass. And the pliers, hammers, and syringes? What purpose did they serve?
DIY.
It's like, well... He could have just killed Sosuke when they failed to nab Makoto. Instead, they dragged him down here. Why? Try and get info on Makoto's itinerary? Get enough intel to make another run at him?
So I'm also going to say that everybody here seems to be operating under the assumption that their target really was Makoto. It's not like a bad assumption.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I think we should be keeping in mind the possibility that the target was always Sosuke.
It's not impossible, yeah.
Because, like, the whole thing, you know, why bring him back after the failed attempt? Well, was it a failed attempt?
Mm-hmm.
These are the questions.
If there are any answers for me in here, I'll need a grout scraper to find them. Okay, well...
Sarah, what do you know about scraping grout?
It's water. Cold enough that condensation's on the outside of the bucket. Is that water for sponge baths? It's just a simple way to keep a guest from dozing off. Temperature shock makes caffeine look like a sleep aid. Is this coming after you claim you don't know if Sosuke was tortured?
It's part of the hospitality package. At our hotel, you won't want to sleep.
You know what that other bucket's for, then? I know you said you've got a weak sense of smell, but do you really need a hint here? Ah. But then this last bucket here is... What is that? Trash? Cloth and rope. Bindings. Or bandages. See, they were nursing him back to health.
I don't think that'll hold up in court.
I'll run your theory past Sosuke next chance I get. This must be what's left of what they were keeping Sosuke tied up with. Okay.
Yeah. So the something sharp's going to be necessary for us to argue that he had a knife. Because we can't say that he had a knife. But if we can prove that they definitely didn't give him his katana back.
They would have had to use something, yeah. This door doesn't even lock. Not after I removed the bat barring it from the outside. So he was brought here, tied up, questioned. Then he breaks out, bursts into the next room, cuts up 2 of his captors, and blows the other 2 away. That's what you think happened? That's what it looks like. And then what? Chopin runs in and turns his back on a violent criminal? Don't strain yourself trying to make it sound improbable. Cops are dumb. If the hound crouched in a corner, he'd have his chance soon enough. Wow. Hell, he probably just played dead. Walking into that scene out there, you think some patrol officer would go around checking pulses. Why would my client go to all that trouble to get the jump on an officer? Why not just run away? Hell, why not ask him for medical treatment? Because he was standing in the middle of the 4 men he just killed? I know Sosuke had no logical reason to attack Chopin, but so what? Even Sosuke himself says he would have been acting on instinct. Would instinct tell him that Chopin was in between him and his escape?
No, he was standing at the table.
Has all this blood been tested, Miss Hom? Enough of it has. Besides Sosuke, who else would it belong to?
Well, that sounds like,
It's a bit lazy,
yeah.
but it's not as if there's more here than the last time I visited. Sosuke really did lose a lot of blood. Yeah, no shit.
It's interesting, though. It's just like, it's an interesting blood spatter.
Yeah.
It almost looks like it was interrupted by something else.
Yeah, it is kind of odd.
Yeah.
By the time he stumbled out of here, a stiff breeze should have been enough to knock him over. Is he really such a badass that he still managed to take out a police officer before he'd even noticed? It's not as if I feel nothing looking at someone else's handiwork, the product of their violence. It's like an artificial sweetener. No complaints for that first instant. Then the aftertaste comes. Empty calories. I'll just be hungrier again later, faster. Just really, really wants to murder someone. Has to stay
Sharp
disciplined.
edge to it. The very left side of it, it's like from a distance it looks like it's just spreading out by chance, but when you were zoomed in, that left edge kind of looked a lot sharper. Which is like, again, something blocked it, so why is it shaped like that?
Hypodermic needles. Probably not packing anything healthy. Sosuke better hope they were at least sanitized. I'm not sure Sarah can treat an infection with gauze and rubbing alcohol alone. Those needles there. The design of these needles seems a little odd. Well, someone will tell you sooner or later, so... They're projectiles. Load them into a gun and fire away. That's... I guess that was what they were using for their... like...
To shoot him with, yeah.
Sosuke was captured by men wielding needle guns. Does Scientist Security have any peacekeeping tools they'd like to disclose as having recently gone missing? You're cursing up the wrong pipe. He could find tools all on his own. We're not that kind of operation. An operation where the right hand doesn't know what the left is doing? Or like the right hand's just been washed. If you have to handle some garbage. Sinus is that legitimate? Why aren't all the blue bloods working legal jobs then? Not enough positions available. You gotta earn like hell to be considered for a job on this side of the fence. Creekness Pod weren't bringing in that kind of money. I liked Creek's Pod where it was. Yeah, they were kind of dumbasses.
A little bit.
Creek seemed at least a little bit competent, but the rest of them less so.
So, of course, that does raise the question, because last time we had that note that looks like it's directing them to capture Makoto Ikaria.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of reasons that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you write that down? Are you taking notes on a criminal conspiracy, etc.? There's also the point of, I don't, just when they were talking about the injector bullets, I'm like, I don't know if this is going to be a factor or if it'll just be like space future hand waving, but they have done stuff in previous cases with like specific poisons and drug intake and etc. Yeah. So the fact that Makoto is a child, and if you wanted to capture a child alive with tranquilizers, you would be using a different amount than if you are capturing a very athletic man.
That's a really good point.
So the fact that like they had the setup and they didn't seem to be like switching between, like, I could see somebody having a gun for him just in case they need it, but like if they weren't switching between bullets and if all the bullets are calibrated for Sosuke-sized targets, then it really does suggest that they weren't really after Makoto at all. But that also raises a question of whether the target is Makoto or Sosuke. You're right, this group didn't seem that smart. This group is also, if you were the Blue Bloods, would you be tasking these guys with a delicate kidnapping and ransom operation?
Yeah.
That if your enemies find out about it, this is going to cause gang warfare.
For sure,
the best way to ransom the enemy's heir is that they don't know who took him. So I'm wondering, like, we know that Creek was trying to get money out from under the Blue Bloods' noses. That was the whole thing with them trying to steal the Dark Card. So maybe this job was somebody else.
Interesting
like
theory,
the whole the left hand doesn't know what the right is doing. It's like, well, maybe the Blue Bloods didn't actually order this.
Yeah, it could be. Who's they? Upper management. Yeah, that mask is a death sentence crafted specifically for one very special customer. I'm just the one given the honor of hanging on to it until... And did upper management like Creek? I'm just a humble site manager, miss. I wouldn't know. Sure. So do all these needles contain anesthetics? No, there's also stimulants and barbitocene. But that was mentioned before, yeah.
The classic truth serum.
Wow.
Where to buy lie detector? See
Yeah.
who has me muted on social media.
Pretty funny.
Equally important. Interesting. Truth serum, but not actually truth serum.
Yeah. Like the truth serum? You can get sued for selling it as such. Makes you talk. Doesn't make what you say the truth. So they wanted Sosuke talking, but what did they ask him? Your client can't remember or isn't willing to recall. There's really no one else alive who would know, yeah? And hello, Batman! Welcome to the stream. getting a headache, but it's not from anything sensory. I should know more about this crime scene than anyone. Why can't I piece it together?
Like, I didn't know there was going to be a quiz on this.
Yeah. If I can't piece it together, the cops will never trace any of this back to me, right? The
I
cops
mean,
might
Emma's
not, but
gonna
Emma
get
might.
involved.
Yeah.
Emma's gonna get involved eventually.
Yep. Oh, she's already involved.
She's involved, yeah. She's
Yeah.
the one who. Oh, what was the thing that she
The wrapper, the cloth. She's the one who
Yes, the
flagged
cloth.
that.
Yes, the no mask cloth.
Yes.
Yeah, she's like, no, this is important. This is important.
So why do I feel so ill at ease? He's back.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thanks for your patience, ladies. Finally done with the phone call. Did I miss anything?
Nah.
Oh.
Would you have felt better if you had? I'm going to head out now, actually. I've got a long day tomorrow. Aren't we going to check downstairs?
Second floor, second floor.
You're going back by yourself then? Are you sure?
I have a feeling we're going to investigate it. Day 2 investigation.
Yeah, it's like, this probably is important now. Morgan, pay attention. Stay ahead of things.
I could get you a ride out of the neighborhood.
I'm sure Miss Hahn here has already made sure that we'll both get out of here without any trouble. That is her company's area of expertise, isn't it? Of course.
Well, at least let me walk you out.
Sure, why not? Safe travels. So, Detective, there's something you didn't want to talk about in front of the professionals at Sinus Security?
Thanks for picking up on that.
Reyes will be upset that you never checked in.
Yeah, right after this I will.
Oh, I wonder if he investigate. Oh,
Yeah!
nice.
Did London on the case.
Nice. I wonder if he was investigating here already during when he was out.
Yeah!
This room, are we directly underneath the crime scene?
Yep, same fire escape right there.
I wonder why he didn't want Han in on this.
Well,
I guess he
probably
doesn't
because
trust her.
he doesn't trust her, but like probably because whoever was using this room had to have been renting it through the Blue Bloods. So it's like Han could definitely get us intel about that, but that's only if she's feeling cooperative.
Yeah.
And whoever it was that sent us a message through London was like, just investigate this case and nothing else. So maybe what's here on the second floor is some of that other stuff.
Perhaps. Same type of window, too. Has this room been scanned into the arcs?
Yeah, but no one found anything noteworthy. Except Cyanus being sloppy.
Is it?
Okay, so.
So what were you actually doing when you left Han and I back there?
Something Han said earlier about how no true blue would wish harm on Creek. Her phrasing stood out to me.
Because it implies the existence of false blue bloods?
Because it reminded me of one of the first things I learned in this city. There are no monoliths.
Yeah.
Except for the pillars, which are literal monoliths. But aside from those, Megs, Orcas, City Hall, there are always factions. And among the Blue Bloods, the party lines are especially visible. So I made a call, not to Reyes, and confirmed some things.
I wonder if he was calling this contact of his in the Blue Bloods.
Yeah. And I figure I owe you a little hint or two, considering the tone of the last message I delivered.
That message warned me not to broaden the scope of my investigation. Getting hints from you might be self-defeating.
Not these hints. Trust me.
So what faction did our pal Creek belong to?
The Young Bloods. Opposite end of the compass from the Old Guard. The conservative Blue Blood leadership. Classic. All of them older than 70, some of them pushing higher than 90. Han said Creek was too useful for anyone to want dead, but my sources don't agree. Creek talked, said things aloud that others only whispered. Ambitious, charismatic, up and coming.
And young.
Could easily see him being very unpopular with all the wrong people in the Old Guard.
So, I mean, obviously he's trying to imply that there could be, someone from the Blue Bloods who did this murder. Obviously, we know that wasn't the case, but there could still be someone who deliberately set that up.
Yeah, like at the very least,
the mask or whatever being potentially a target.
Mask. Well, so the mask, I feel like the way the mask was set up is that they were going to give it
they were going to give it to someone else.
Guy. So, he was picking it up from them. He wasn't going to, hunt them down and skin them alive for the mask that they were already going to give him. Yeah,
they were getting it to that, assassin, but it actually sounded like they were giving it to someone else that the assassin would then...
Yeah, it is interesting the way it was phrased, because, that mask is a death sentence intended for one specific person. Sounds actually, like they're trying to...
a flashback of that just recently, so we can... Let's see...
That's true.
Details, where was it?
Little flashback noises.
I think I scrolled back too far, probably.
Was...
Oh, there we go.
It was... Yeah. The one given the honor of hanging on to it until... So there are
the way I remember it, at least sort of coming off, was that they were giving it to some customer to get them killed.
Yeah. It definitely did have that kind of sinister vibe. Yeah. They were playing up the mask writhed on Morgan's face, and I was almost kind of wondering if the mask was programmed to kill the person who put it on or something. But yeah, there was sort of that vibe. The ways that I could see it are, one, this was an ordinary transaction and the assassin was going to go pick it up, but if somebody else took it, there would be hell to pay for that person.
Yeah.
Option 2, the intention was to assassinate maybe one of the Icarias by giving them the mask and letting this hunter hunt them down. 3, that's what Creek was told, but actually Creek was the person the hunter was going to hunt down.
That is
one of those witcheroos.
Yeah.
Which could be a thing. Another thing I'm wondering is, given there is potential, I think, in the theory that the target was always Sosuke, I'm wondering if maybe the target was Sosuke specifically because they believed the Hound of Icaria would do the thing that everybody thinks he did and break out and massacre them. They're like, listen, it's just a matter of time before they fuck up and this guy gets their ass.
Yeah, I don't know if they would expect something like
I
that.
think it's like a risky thing, but maybe somebody was planning on like sneaking in and freeing him the same way that Morgan sort of did.
Yeah. Well, I guess specifics aside, I think there's a very good chance that whatever it is that they were tasked with was in some way intended to screw them over.
In some way a domino about this.
Yeah. That's interesting info, Detective, but it doesn't exactly flip this case on its head. I already know who killed Creek. The police have already decided it's Sosuke. Learning that he had some occupational hazards will hardly convince the jury otherwise. My client's the one standing accused, and everyone already knows why Blue Bloods and Icarias would want to kill each other.
Do you?
They're rival gangs. They hate each other.
Do you know why? It's the same reason all the Blue Blood leadership is ancient, while all their muscles made up of orphans and delinquents. 30 years ago, the Icaria betrayed their peace with the Blue Bloods, started killing them. And they didn't stop for days.
Huh. That's a lot. What is going on? There's a whole war over there.
Whole war. By the end of it, every single member of the leading Blue Blood families under the age of 40 was dead.
Well, I can see how their kids would grow up to hate the Icaria, yeah.
You're not getting it, Tiger. Their kids didn't grow up at all.
If that's the case, how are the Blue Bloods still around?
For one thing, the Icaria had bigger fish to fry. This was right before the Red Decade. They spent every second of the next 10 years positioning themselves so they could come out the other end as neo-ability. Second, what remained of the Blue Bloods found a new niche to fill. Taken in delinquents furious at a country driven off a cliff by adults before they could even get a chance to vote. Too real.
Yep.
Blue Bloods swelled their ranks to new heights by looking out for the little guys during those years, in exchange for favors down the line. Lastly, and most importantly, they survived because they still had hope. That's right.
You serious?
Even gangsters have hope.
Yep.
I am. It's a powerful weapon.
Hope for what?
Hope that the Icaria had missed one, that they'd fled the country.
Okay, I don't know if they should really be like pinning their hopes on like an Anastasia situation.
Yeah.
Here. Like, you know that child is not going to be like genetically designed to run a drug gang, right?
Yeah. That's pretty weird.
That's pretty weird. What are you looking for?
I was wondering about the relative ages of characters. And like who would have been what age at the... And we don't have ages in the profiles though.
No, like presumably
Like,
Creek
what the
and
timeline
Co.
is. Presumably, sorry, what?
Presumably Creek and Co.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Presumably they were just like those disaffected orphans.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless we learn anything dramatic, they're not secret mafia royalty.
So Skate could be secret mafia royalty.
Yeah,
They did adopt
I
him.
do find the I do find the
That would be
adoption bit a
pretty-
little suspicious.
Yeah. It would be very,
This
like,
is a secret
cliche.
mafia princess.
Yes.
He's going to
took him in
unite
from the
the
rival
gangs.
family that they murdered.
I mean, so it's not just took him out of the rival family, it's took him out of the rival family and then, like, specifically conditioned him his
Yeah.
entire life to be like, you owe us.
Exactly.
Um,
That would be something.
so it is a pretty effective way to make sure that this rival gang, Anastasia, doesn't, like, come back triumphantly and take over
Yeah.
the throne.
That's true. That's a good
I
point.
am also, yeah, so I am also wondering, like, if this was entirely one-sided, then presumably the Ikarias were able to just, like, that's why Makoto's there, they had legitimate heirs, but, like, yeah, the adoption's interesting.
I also have to wonder why they did this. Like, it seems like something happened. Like, they were... This was some kind of grudge. What
Some
the
kind
heck
of
did the
grudge.
Blue Bloods do to set them off
All
like
right,
that?
all right. Romeo and Juliet, a blue blood heir and an Ikaria heir, and a child who is Sosuke, who we should have realized was royalty because he's so goddamn hot. That's how it works.
Of course.
The hottest, most charismatic royalty of all time. And so, in revenge for the betrayal, they go scorched earth. None of your bloodline survives except for the part that's also our bloodline. And also, we're taking him in and brainwashing him to be subservient
You know what?
to our heir.
It tracks.
This is the game. Like, so the thing that's interesting about this, which I'm like, listen, I can't rule this out as a theory. I absolutely cannot. We have no evidence against it as of yet. It could explain why Sosuke's the target, because he's important. It does raise the question of why did they have their strike team torture him? But frankly, I'm like, I don't think that requires that much reasoning. Like, if it legitimately was we're targeting him because he's the secret blue blood heir, then I think the old guard might like there not being a secret blue blood heir. You know, it's like that's somebody who outranks us. And we don't really want that. So old guard, maybe young bloods, but like it seems like the young bloods would be more on board with a rags to riches Cinderella story. After all, even gangsters have hope. So yeah, it's like truly if this is where they're going with this, that's going to be wild.
It will be.
For now, I'm going to at least say I feel pretty confident that Sosuke is the target, and it may or may not be for secret gangster royalty reasons.
Hope that a promised heir would grow strong in return one day. A triumphant little lord with overwhelming riches and overwhelming power.
Where would they be getting the riches, though?
Yeah.
They're in hiding. Have you not seen Anastasia?
Sounds like a fairy tale.
Those endure for a reason.
Well, now you know.
I feel like that didn't really tell us anything. Apart from crazy
Didn't really
theories.
tell us that. It gave us a lot of fan fiction opportunities,
Yep.
but it gave us a lot of fan fiction opportunities, and we're going to be laser focused
Absolutely.
on Anastasia-related evidence. So Sosuke, tell us everything you know about your biological history, like, you know, any knowledge of any relatives and or where you were moved from place to place in a time scale of, say, 30 years ago.
A warning to watch where you step isn't exactly worth much if you're fumbling around in the dark.
Fairy tales and warnings.
What's up?
Oh, we have the option to just forget it. Well, I definitely want
Yeah.
to know about both of these things. Hey, did you or your pals in OC ever hear about some kind of blue blood hunter?
Like a bounty hunter?
Or huntsman, maybe?
Where'd you hear that?
You don't want to know. Sosuke thinks you might have overheard talk of something like that while he was in captivity.
I'm like, good, Morgan, you need to, like, use that.
Yeah. Does it mean anything?
Nope.
I don't believe you for a second.
London is the huntsman.
Hey,
He's
no,
like, I gotta
there,
kill you now,
detective."
Morgan. Just an urban legend. Those endure for a reason, don't they? Huh?
Mm-hmm. I would have said the same thing about unlisted before this afternoon, and yet... Though, Morgan, like, is it really that unbelievable that people would be living, like, off the grid, as it were? Of course
Wow,
people are going to try
living
to
on
do
the
that.
grid sucks. It's too bad there are no alternatives to this and nobody has ever tried it.
Yeah.
Yep. Fair enough. If you see a huntsman and live to tell the tale, I'll buy you as many lotto tickets as you want.
Can't wait for this guy to show up. That's gonna be
Can't wait
fun.
for this guy to show up.
That's it?
That's
all he's
it.
got to say about it?
No
All right.
intel.
Hey, you ever pay attention to any of this graffiti down here? Scrawling's about Lobo and the cyberpunk and...
HBK
Oh,
increasingly.
goddammit. I haven't seen that myself. I was gonna say Red Hood.
Why are you asking? You feel a chill down your spine? Except for HBK, that's all old news. Ghost stories and campfire tales.
There are a lot of campsites around here?
Lots of places to start fires.
Close enough, I guess.
Close enough. But Red Hood, haven't heard that in who knows how long. It's one of the oldest. Rough story.
It's based on a real event.
And nothing worth recounting.
I'll take your word for it.
But what's gotten into you that you're feeling all superstitious? Guilty conscience? I know you did it, Morgan. I've been on to you from the start.
You mean about working with the mafia? Psychologists would call that projecting.
It's a psychological term known as
Very good
projecting.
redirection.
Ouch.
Too far?
Nah. Didn't feel a thing.
Yeah, these are a lot of sinister close-ups on his chest. I don't
Yeah.
like that.
I don't know why I asked, really. Guess I've just had an odd feeling all day.
Like deja vu? You been here before?
He
Like
really
last
does
night,
have
Morgan?
the oddest way of saying things that imply he knows things.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much
Oh,
he
God.
actually does know or how much is just a coincidence, but
He's been on
done
to
this
us
so many
from the
times.
start.
He could absolutely be.
He could absolutely. He'd be like, Morgan, I know it was you the whole time. I've got a whole list. Emma thought she was, getting close, but I was just like, no.
Yeah. No, I hate that feeling. It's whatever the opposite of that would be.
The unnerving certainty that you're in uncharted waters. Scary stuff. Spooky, huh, folks?
Alright, 8:32 p.m. August 14th, 2086.
We
Morgan's
didn't
apartment.
investigate it, though.
Yeah, well, we said that nobody found anything. So I guess that's
Except
good
for the
enough for
Blue
now.
Bloods being sloppy,
Yeah.
which
what does
implies that
mean?
there was a thing.
Icaria, Blue Blood, Megs, Orcas, dirty cops and criminal informants. Lines drawn back and forth across a battlefield like a spider's suspension bridge. Dizzying in its complexity, frail along any given strand. But one wrong move and you're completely ensnared. Priorities. The Icaria don't care about who tore through Creek's gang, but they would prefer Sosuke doesn't spend life in prison for killing a cop. The Blue Bloods want to tear Sosuke's throat out, but if Han's taken at her word, they're settling on for 5 counts of murder. Can I take Han at her word? Is she a young blood like Creek, or is she with the old guard? Could I have asked London that? If I had, could I have trusted his answer? Because it turns out Qasim London is much harder to read than I anticipated.
Yeah, this guy knows,
He's a
Morgan.
spooky guy.
He fucking knows.
And I can't even trust my client to act in his own self-interest. The man's a bodyguard by trade and a zealot for his house. The trial starts tomorrow. Do I still need more information? Is there time to find it? No, what I need right now is a nightcap. If I can't fall asleep, then I'll know I'm in trouble. Until then...
I'm worried she's gonna go do a murder.
Yep. Guess
Morgan,
sleep will have to
clean up
wait.
your last one first.
It's unlocked. What is?
Maybe
Oh,
it's
someone's
the
here.
Oh,
Who the heck is this? I guess you should probably be this new person.
yeah, it might be Makoto looking at this, but
It's someone in a like traditional Japanese garb of some sort.
we'll figure it out.
Pardon me for dropping in at such a late hour, Counselor Morgan.
Standing there in my doorway, she cut through the light like a blade of spilt ink.
Somebody else.
Who the heck is this?
I am gonna note, I think Makoto said he was the only grandson
Yeah.
of, and that his father was the only son of the head of the Ikaria, but that doesn't mean that there aren't sisters. There isn't,
Yeah. Could be.
aunts and sisters.
But twice as sharp and not nearly as familiar. It is outside of normal consultation hours, Miss... She purses her lips. Like little lily petals shying away from the moonlight. She's really waxing poetic here.
Waxing poetic.
We getting back into Yuri territory?
Morgan's like, I gotta recognize a hot girl when I see one.
What's a smirk by any other name?
Please call me Mireille.
Oh, really? M, you say? Like M, Ikaria? Don't play that game with me.
Interesting.
Call me Mireille.
Any last name, Mireille? The question floats in the air like curling cigarette smoke.
Okay, she's also got a little cigarette up there.
I could tell she was used to the smell.
I'll leave that up to your imagination.
Self-assured and unapologetic. The unspoken family name loud as a signature. Written in blood. You're from House Icaria. Morgan, are you down bad? Immediately.
Immediately down bad.
Might I step inside?
She blinks. Her head turns millimeter. A forked tongue testing the temperature of the air. She wasn't asking for permission. Just you? What about your friends in the hallway? She raises an eyebrow, but keeps staring at the floor. She's surprised at my perception of the unseen threat, but not quite impressed.
I don't think they need to join us. Do you?
She was the kind of woman to make you remember. Smoking could kill. Welp.
I mean, this is basically flirting to Morgan, so.
I was gonna say, why are we in black and white all of a sudden? She just sucks the color out of any room. Alright, what the heck do we have on her?
Profiles.
Question mark.
Hikaria? So, if she is of the past generation, I'm gonna note she looks maybe a little too young to have had a 30-year-old son, but like, it's the space future. She could have had some work done.
Yeah, I guess we don't really know. How can I be of service, Mireille?
You're already being quite accommodating, both to me and my, I paused slightly, there we go, and my family's interests. I came here tonight to be of service to you. I understand that you're somewhat new to this underworld of ours.
I'm grateful for the offer, Mireille. But inexperienced as I am, I've gathered that House Ikaria didn't come into its fortune by being generous.
Would you like to know how House Ikaria did come into its fortune?
Oh. Hello, kitty. He is here. You need to have a cat pet break to appease the beast. According to how she treats Masters, I'm pretty sure Morgan's not partial to old women. I guess so. I have a fluffy. I know you operate a lending corporation with a significantly diversified portfolio.
Yes, the good old IFG, the public face of the Ikaria criminal empire, clean-shaven as it's become. And?
I know you founded a pharmaceutical company and profited immensely when it went public.
And before that...
She's so unimpressed. She's like, you dumbass, you don't know shit.
She's just like, yes, I know we're talking around it. I don't have the patience.
I know your family became nobility during the years of civil unrest. No doubt by being well positioned when the time came to reprivatize our nation's industries.
Yes. And before that.
I know you slaughtered the Blue Bloods 30 years ago.
Very good, Counselor Morgan. You've acclimated to our waters remarkably fast.
What I don't know is why Makoto Ikaria has been the target of multiple kidnapping attempts over the past year.
You can't fathom a guess as to why the Blue Bloods might want to ransom the family's heir?
That's the only guess I can make. It strikes me as shallow. Nothing more dangerous than waters you don't know the depth of.
As you said, 30 years ago, the Ikaria cartel, an unrecognizable band of brutes and drug smugglers compared to today, massacred the respectable Blue Bloods and left their geriatric leadership to die on the vine. But we thrust the knife much deeper than that.
You went after their heirs.
And their entire future. Are you familiar with genetic factor authentication?
Using DNA as a password?
Blood, specifically. Easier than memorizing a string 3 billion characters long.
The GFA has fallen out of favor, hasn't it?
So I'm just gonna
So
note.
I wonder if they have, like, something that's, like, you know, locked behind this authentication, and that's
Yeah.
why they need to find the heir.
That's why the Anastasia thing is so
Yeah.
compelling. We literally need the royal blood. And
Yeah.
I'm also gonna note Sosuke lost a lot of it.
Yep.
So that could be why the torture.
Interesting.
Acquired by a trained on-site professional.
Uh-huh.
Well, a blood sample is okay. Username, passkey, blood sample, live blood sample. It's not that blood doesn't, like, blood goes bad. So I guess I can sort of see that. But while some security systems and cryptographic. Okay. So, grand unified theory. Can you scroll up for a second? Trained on-site professional. So we don't know much about what the credentialing process for that is. But you could see somebody who is an on-site GFA professional eventually going into law enforcement, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's sort of vaguely similar sides of the law there. So if Huey, question mark, is doing stuff with the Blue Bloods and something significant with the Blue Bloods, that would make Chopin try to rat him out. That thing could be he was using his GFA credentialing knowledge to get live samples from Sosuke while he was being fucking tortured. Which could be why he needs to be in the room directly below, so he can sneak up with the fire escape while they're doing the torturing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because this would be something that, like, they don't want him just walking in the door, so they get this fire escape thing, or like Creek and Co. were actually trying to do this behind the backs of the Blue Bloods. Most prestigious and secure banks in the world. Any past or future offspring. How would you change lost password fast? It's at least one reason for, like, why, despite the electroshock torture and all of the truth serum, quote unquote, they were also apparently bleeding him in a way that had, like, these interrupted markings. Sosuke, man, you're a fucking mafia princess. I don't know what to tell you.
The Blue Bloods made ample use of it back then.
A bad bet.
They already had all their offshore accounts, business titles, property deeds. The Blue Bloods thought they had already won, that they were establishing a dynasty. So, as they made their political marriages, they bound their alliances and fortunes in literal blood. GFA was both a financial and symbolic laundering of the Blue Bloods' past, their children now married, clean-cut and perfectly respectable. Would prosper alongside wealth no longer tainted by ill-gotten gains. So that the GFA registry became the Icaria's checklist. We went through and crossed out anyone that could have accessed those funds. Now all of it sits untouchable overseas in encrypted digital warehouses and some of the oldest, most austere banks in the world. Collecting interest that will never be claimed.
So I'm also going to note if there is a secret GFA hacking plot going on with Creek and Co. The fact that they were so interested in the dark card kind of immediately, like, if they needed something to get that money out of those accounts,
Interesting.
the dark card would have been a really good. If they need the blood, why would it be spattered on the wall? Look, I never said they were good at this. I never said they were good at this shit.
No, and you know it doesn't. As if they thought they could lock you out of your coffers by killing Makoto, they wouldn't be trying to take him alive.
You're paying attention. I like that. I like that in a woman. We don't use GFA. And Makoto is the heir to House Ikaria, to the Ikaria Financial Group. He'd never be tied to our legitimate banking information.
Why not? What if he wants to buy a lollipop?
A lollipop would be provided for him. We all carry lollipops at all times in case he wants one. The family's black market proceeds and its white market holdings must never mix.
You divided your house right down the middle. Pardon the expression, but how can you stand?
Atop the backs of many.
Did you all take this division that seriously?
Deadly seriously. That is our family's rule dating back centuries. Either you serve the house or you serve its interests. Never both.
You're assigned to either the criminal organization, what's registered as the IFG, or to managing the family's legitimate business holdings, like Runagen. But that means you
are nearly as much of an outsider to the Ikaria Financial Group as you are.
Nearly is doing a lot of work there. Who do you answer to, then? Who controls the Ikaria's legitimate empire?
Did she say that she works for the legitimate? Because it feels like she's letting us believe that.
Until Makoto marries his mother.
And I take it Makoto isn't solely responsible for the house's affairs at his age?
Makoto wields great authority as the heir. But yes, the house is led by his father Raphael, and more directly, by his grandfather. Our patriarch, Daisuke Ikaria.
He looks so cool. Look at that.
The sexiest old man in the world.
I see. That puts me right back where I started. Blue Bloods want to hold Makoto hostage to gain leverage on the likes of Daisuke.
How can I put this? Had things gone even slightly different 30 years ago, the Blue Bloods would be the ones shaking hands with politicians, marrying ambassadors, and sitting in boardrooms. Some of them believe it can still be so, if the right match were made.
Genetic match?
They want to marry into House Ikaria?
Of course, this was all a very dramatic proposal.
Makoto's
So Skay the most...
real Blue Bloods are older than... Yikes. Don't want those implications.
Don't want those implications. We don't like them.
They'd find an age-appropriate adoption. You're missing the point. They need Makoto alive and well to negotiate that kind of reversal of fortune.
So they've been trying to capture him for the past year. But I don't understand how kidnapping him comes into that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like...
It's like,
What?
it just, take him to one of those Elvis Las Vegas marriage places. Be like, listen, both of their parents consented, probably, and we're all good. It might be like that his release is conditional on the parents
weird.
doing the
Accidentally
marriage.
click anything. But every blue blood I met today seemed to care a lot more about getting revenge for their dead men than kidnapping a preteen.
How many of them do you think Sosuke's cut down in the last year he spent repelling their attempts?
Is that a source of internal conflict?
He's like, that's right.
Throwing young bloods into an Ikaria shredder en masse that trying to capture Makoto just to elevate themselves. They're just throwing them at Sosuke to get absolutely wrecked.
Yeah. Yep.
I suppose that all might total up to enough motivation for them to torture Sosuke, yeah. What?
I had heard Sosuke was wounded. No one informed me that he had been tortured.
So I'm just going to say again, the blood option, the blood genetic match torture scenario, very much on the table. Yeah, the blood was definitely spilled, but it's possible he was kind of struggling while they were trying to, like, extract it. She's like, oh, he was tortured. That is different and changes things somehow. I'm like, how does it change things, Murray? Please explain.
You know him, I take it?
As you've gathered, Sosuke deals in matters unrelated to my side of the family. But he is still family. Speaking of my side, I have a duty as a representative of my wing of the house to stress that we do not want this trial to be prolonged.
God, everyone everyone wants something.
Everyone.
From this. Everyone has their demands. So the bean counters don't care for the extra attention. That makes sense. Do you care about the outcome?
A win is always preferable.
But not a necessity. Makoto Ikaria hired me to prove Sosuke's innocence. If he's the one signing the checks...
Did he say why he hired you? He hired you for 2 reasons. Reason 1, his options are limited. More limited than he suggested, no doubt, to keep a strong front. The entire house is currently being audited by the state. Oh, interesting. Our usual legion of lawyers and accountants are already billing hours as fast as they can, so he wouldn't have his pick of the litter.
Okay, so that explains
The
that part.
timing of that. Yeah, no, but the timing of that, hang on. Because,
yeah.
okay, I'm suspicious of Murray. Like, she could be the person whose M. Ikaria was written down.
For sure.
And that would be actually, like, more of a thing. If somebody inside House Ikaria was feeding information, then telling the Blue Bloods we're being audited by the state might mean that any specific stuff they're doing to go after Makoto or Sosuke would be, like, especially troublesome. So I'm gonna operate on the assumption that there's a mole somewhere.
Quite possible. So one half of the family can't talk business at the dinner table with the other half, but you share a pool of lawyers?
Lawyers can be trusted to be discreet, can they not?
Yeah, we can read between the lines.
So then you'll understand reason 2. Whatever lawyer he did find through the Ikaria's usual connections would, like me, do whatever's best for the house as a whole.
And not what's best for Sosuke.
Okay, so Makoto is going a bit rogue.
Yeah.
I'll make an amendment. 3 reasons. Makoto knew that if he didn't assign him any lawyer, Sosuke would just stay silent as the state dragged him off to be chained, rather than inconvenience the house any further. Yeah, his self-esteem is shit like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've known Sosuke for less than a day, and even I can tell he's never seen a cross he wouldn't jump at the opportunity to bear. That explains why Makoto would hire someone without connections to the Ikaria. You slow-rolling another addendum that'll clear up why on earth my name came across his desk?
Oh, we know you did it.
Littered with crayons and times tables, as I'm sure it was.
I hope I've been able to elucidate matters for you, Counselor Morgan.
Masterfully subtle way to say we're done talking.
Now, I might ask you a small favor in return. Pass this message to Sosuke. If you see a way out, take it.
I don't know if we're legally allowed to do that. I don't know if we're legally allowed to encourage him to fucking flee the state. Alternately,
Do you understand what you're asking him to do? Even if Sosuke took a plea bargain, even if I somehow got the other charges reduced to manslaughter, self-defense, the state thinks he killed a cop.
The message is for Sosuke, not you.
because like, if I'm being honest,
Your interpretation of it is irrelevant.
so like the thing about a way out is I'm like, that means 2 things. 1, she's encouraging him to break out of jail and flee the state. Option 2, she's encouraging him to kill himself.
Yeah, that could
And
also
I'm
be an
like,
interpretation.
It is the mafia. It's
Yeah.
not outside the realm of possibility. Either way, I feel like we as a lawyer can't encourage that.
End of conversation.
I guess like agreeing to a plea deal is like the nicest
Yeah,
interpretation.
basically.
I don't know if I feel like they're being nice.
Hmm.
She could have just said, take the plea bargain, if that's what she meant.
Yeah, there was a very vague wording.
You don't need code for that.
I'm assuming it's wording that she knows Sosuke will understand, but
Yeah. No,
Morgan
Sosuke's
clearly
got,
does
like,
not
a sleeper
understand. We
agent.
also don't understand.
He's got
What
like
is
a
she getting
sleeper
at?
agent, 30 question mark years of low self-esteem training.
As she reaches the exit, she turns back to look at me. Lingering in the doorway like the warm buzz of a strong, dark cocktail. Why do we keep doing
She's down
this
so
about her?
bad. She's down so
She
bad.
is.
She's like, sorry, Emma.
But your assessment is correct. If this were just 4 dead blue bloods, our dim little underworld could balance out the ledger unassisted.
Which means we can still successfully frame him.
If that cop hadn't shown up last night,
Do you know something about the late Officer Chopin?
City in mourning after death of city councilman's beloved adoptive son in the line of duty. Adoptive son. Uh-oh.
I mean, okay, so we did know that he had gay dads,
Yes.
but that doesn't necessarily mean adopted.
Yes.
And now we have confirmed adopted. It's like, oh no, how old is he? Is he the secret princess?
Oh, it's getting juicier.
Getting juicy.
All I know is that his funeral dirge will make those 4 boys' deaths sound like a disinterested sigh. By the way, I must admit you have a lovely apartment, counselor.
You know what? I was actually gonna say that. Her apartment is like surprisingly spacious.
Surprisingly spacious, but it's literally right next to the train.
It's true. It's not a great location, but
It's very
it looks
cyberpunk
nice.
dystopia.
Changing subjects as subtly as a bullet train hopping its tracks.
Do bullet trains do that?
I guess they're not supposed to.
Quite spacious for a defense attorney.
We're just a mere defense attorney. Yeah,
Yep.
place wouldn't sell after the tram route got diverted. Makes
It's right
sense.
next to a train.
I negotiated down the rent and then installed all the soundproofing myself.
Can't open the windows without being treated to the sounds of the city, then.
There's always a cost.
That's one mystery solved, then, isn't it? Enjoy the rest of your quiet evening, counselor.
The door glides to a close behind her, easy as a question left unasked. I'm left here hanging on a single held breath of stillness, listening as the deafened thud of her honor guard's implied violence stomps down the hallway behind her. Oh boy.
First chance we get, can we pull up Chopin's profile? We don't have. We got a date of birth,
Yeah, we don't have
no
anyone.
age. We have got to find out who these dead blue bloods were. One of you's a secret.
Yeah.
I was like, one of them's a secret. I'd say Disney princess, but Anastasia isn't Disney.
Yeah.
Secret Don Bluth princess.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be fun.
I still leaned back in my chair, staring holes into my ceiling long after the scent of her expensive tobacco had faded into null. Savoring it while it lasted was beyond me at the moment. My attention's elsewhere. You really wanted to savor it, though, huh? This case is knotted and twisted like a gnarled oak. Just when I think I've found my rhythm, blade runs dull. Carving is an exercise in patience and vision. You need to start with a clear picture of what you want. I want some answers. But for now, I'll sleep. Tomorrow in court, I'll just have to keep whittling away at the wood until I fashion something halfway usable. And, well, if that doesn't work, I'll use a chainsaw. What the heck kind of chainsaw do you have prepared?
The metaphor is kind of running away from you a bit, Morgan.
Hey, cool kid.
Oh, we have no idea who this is.
Oh, this is Morgan backstory, I think. Yes, you.
Do we want to
Tried
just...
to look all stoic, staring out the window. A little late to try and look detached after that thing you pulled the other day. So that wasn't a joke? Making that announcement in front of the class? You trying to start a detective club or something? ... What mysteries? Disappearing cleaning supplies? Books not getting returned to the library? Sounds lame. Is she about to stab this girl with a pencil?
Yeah, Morgan's like, and then that's when I started killing people.
Yep. Well, not like that's your fault. Everything's lame. Good luck finding members. Everyone around here already knows what they're going to do after school. And tomorrow. And next year. They're all staring down the barrel of a lucrative career and telling other companies how to provide web services. Or whatever the hell this school's supposed to train us for. A lawyer? If you say so, cool kid. Megs will probably have robots doing that by the time you graduate, but sure. Law school's supposed to be hard to get into. You'll need a record that doesn't suck. Getting the club you started shut down because you couldn't get anyone to join probably won't help. Wow, so confident. You really are a cool kid. Interesting.
Interesting.
We're at 11:42 a.m. Gate building, floor 48. I guess who's gonna be so scared?
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna be Emma when she comes back, and I'm being Sarah.
Yeah, and Sarah. So I guess I'll
And
take
then-
Sasuke.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have the judge, but like,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll take Sasuke.
and then additional witnesses.
Yep. I don't remember how I was voicing him, but whatever. We'll figure something out. Morgan, please, this is... Hold still and relax. This will be over soon. This music is making this so ominous. I thought you were joking about the makeup.
You're
We
a
gotta make him
beautiful
look
Don Bluth
pretty.
princess, Sosuke.
Of course I wasn't joking. A face like yours is invaluable in the courtroom. And you think covering me in concealer and blush and applying eyeliner will help me appeal to what demographic exactly? You know the names of all this stuff? Don't shame him for knowing about makeup.
Yeah, Morgan, we're in the space future. Gay dads are cool now.
I'm a modern man. I know the names of many things, including makeup. Is that your eyebrow gel? Yes? It's cakey. He's picky about the makeup, too.
He's like,
Uh,
he was just waiting for a chance to let out his beautiful inner Don Bluth princess.
Do you want to do
I am going to
this?
note.
Yeah?
I am going to note that, like, visually, the fact that Sosuke has blue hair
Mm.
potentially means something.
I think some of the jury might find that his wounds make him look rugged.
Yeah?
And furthermore, from an aesthetic perspective, leaving some of his buttons undone will.
Sarah's really into this.
Sarah's
She's
learned
like,
so
yes, I
much.
will craft the perfect image.
The perfect man.
Excuse me?
You're clearly a very devoted martial artist, Sosuke. You should be proud to display your well-defined collarbones as the fruit of your efforts.
Oh, Sarah. Sweet baby girl. Just hold still. Appearances matter in the courtroom. 95% of defendants who are never seen in prison garb at trial,
Who are
or
ever
ever
seen,
seen in
yeah.
prison garb at trial, are found guilty. Don't doubt your tactics work, Morgan. My tactics included getting your suit pressed. Do you want me to wrinkle it back up? I just find them unpalatable. Trying to get the jury, these civilians, to pity me is shameful. You're worried about honor? Really? You're already a cybernetic ninja, Sosuke. Don't be a stereotype.
Morgan with the microaggressions again.
She's not wrong, though.
Not wrong, but like, Morgan, come on.
You're just lucky that Sosuke thought you knowing his sword was a katana was just that again.
Don't call other people stereotypes.
He's right, Adonai.
But he's more of a cybernetic samurai since he's sworn himself to a wealthy landowning noble.
I'm confused, Sosuke. Is it honorable how your family makes their money? Made their money? I'm not talking about morality. I'm talking about having principles. Yes, they're subjective, and yes, they can be hypocritical. But the further you stray from the common path, the more you need them. He's right.
It's not wrong.
I mean, what about her? What would Sarah be like if she didn't have tenets to guide her programming? Oh boy.
Yes, those tenants, which I definitely have.
Oh boy, oh boy. Well, I guess we already know all this.
Yeah, we've got the tenant stuff yet, and it's not clear that any android stuff is going to be involved yet.
Hang on, let me go fetch my water real quick.
All right.
2 seconds. I can only imagine. But some people, believe it or not, enjoy their freedoms. You can have principles and still have freedom.
I don't think you can. I think it's one or the other.
Morgan's just like, the only way to be truly free.
The spectrum of human behavior is a toggle switch, and you're either Morgan or you're Sosuke. Everyone is a Morgan or a Sosuke. There's no middle ground.
Adrift in the middle of the ocean, you're free to go in whatever direction you want. But without a compass, you'll just die of exposure. He's so serious about this.
He's so serious. Also, every part, his hair and his eyes and his name and the thing are all blue, and I'm like, oh goddamn, that feels very foreshadowy. Sosuke, man.
You only ever follow exactly what the compass says. You'll sail north until you freeze to death. That's not how following a compass works.
Well, I mean, if you're literally following.
If you're
north.
literally just going north. The point is, if you have a compass, you know which direction north is. Fortunate for us all, then. The state is a 1,000,000-megawatt North Star pointing towards complacency at all times.
The North Star isn't what compasses are, Morgan.
Yeah.
It's separate from the magnetic field.
And the media is like the wind. And without wind, you'll get stuck in the tide.
I love how she's like, I don't even know what side of the argument I'm on. I just wanted to participate.
She's like, I'm making a third side.
I'm making a contribution.
She's so cute. Honestly, the dynamic between all three of them is so funny. It just keeps getting better. He's so confused.
So confused.
It was a nice try, Sarah. Forget it. Do whatever you want with your brushes, woman. And you're pouting again. Great.
Some people like a pouty bad boy.
Sarah, just keep him talking. What? If I'm talking, how will you... Trust me, I've done more delicate work before. Sarah, small talk.
She's got a whole questionnaire for this.
Gladly, Adonai.
So cute.
Tattoos, makeup, mob history, genetics. What was that last one?
Move on.
Sosuke.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, like, you toss in genetics and Sosuke's like, what was that?
Yeah.
Blood tests?
Sosuke, do you happen to have any tattoos?
The jury going to ask about that or something.
They might.
I think
They might
Sarah's
want to
just personally
see
interested.
them. They might ask you to take your shirt off for your alibi.
Oh. Well, yes. As a matter of fact, I do have a tattoo. A komaino on my back. Fitting.
Komainu, a guardian dog.
That's really cute, actually. You have a tattoo of a dog? Fierce guardian deity. Like a Labrador or... Morgan!
Morgan.
Look like a great, fierce...
Well, there's nothing
A
for it. You're gonna
big
have to take
dog.
off your shirt, Sosuke.
Yeah! You're gonna have to prove it.
You're gonna have to take off your shirt. The jury needs it.
Perhaps you should have it changed to some other design, like, say...
God
like a
damn it,
dragon.
Sarah! Shut up!
Sarah is discovering her type. Her
Sarah
type-
is
her
really into
type
the Yakuza
seems to be
series.
The Yakuza series, and I'm like, given the kind of shippy vibes with Dr. Sato, she might just like really elaborate tattoos.
There's no switching.
Yeah, it's like a symbol of his.
The buyer's remorse must be unbearable. Come on!
No,
The
it's
dog is
part of that
good!
low self-esteem
It's
training
symbolic.
thing. It's like he's not allowed to have a dragon because he can't forget his place. He's got to be a guardian dog because that's what he is. He's the hound.
Let him have his dog symbolism! Come on!
Let him have his dog symbolism.
There's no buyer's remorse. Leave the boy alone. Lift your chin. You really think they'll feel bad for me because of some cuts and scrapes? You're not good at listening to instructions, are you? I'm imagining a very poopy dog tattoo.
Yes. The Shiba Inu.
The prosecution has to get 12 strangers to agree that you killed 5 men. Each charge has to be unanimous. A perfect score. So any chip damage we can do, any doubt we can sow, we take it. And any advantage we're given, we must make full use of it. The advantage you're talking about is my face.
Are you really not used to this kind of attention, Sosuke?
Look, it may be true that at times some women have expressed...
To men, no doubt.
All I'm saying is that there's a difference between knowing your strengths and powdering up like this. The full blush. Oh, sweetie. Pretend it's war paint. Is that how you see it? No, but I'm a grown-up.
Tell us about your mob history and also, like, family history.
Thank you for entertaining my questions last night, Sosuke.
It's just such a sweet little smile. She's just so,
Such
like,
a sweet little
genuine.
smile.
Not a blush, that's just internal bleeding, I swear.
All my bleeding is internal. That's where the blood's supposed to be.
she ask you about your dimensions?
The subject might have come up.
Oh, they're so good. She's a talkative one, isn't she? Sorry if she kept you up all night. No, she's no trouble, just curious. Reminds me of... we discussed history.
Who does she remind you of?
Oh, well then she must have put you right to sleep.
Adonai, it was his choice of subject.
Oh, you read history, Sosuke. Here I assumed you spent all your free time frowning in the corners of rooms with your arms crossed.
Talked about the Roman Empire for your
You
information.
would be into the Roman Empire.
We're catching all those memes.
And criminal empires. Nothing too detailed, I hope.
But Sosuke, I still don't understand. What did you mean when you said criminal organizations used to be structured differently?
Only that the new ways don't fit in our new 21st century world.
Old ways?
Well, He's talking about race, Sarah.
What is this race? Okay, yes. Race. I don't understand.
Well, that's to be expected. Do they not, like...
Clearly
have the
not,
same
because
concept of race?
Morgan has been making Japanese references to Sosuke enough that it's like, this is clearly still a known thing. But
Yeah.
they definitely
It's just
have
like,
been doing
do
a
they
lot
think
more
that they
with,
have done away with racism?
Yeah, like, they also clearly haven't. But I do see a point of there is a much more, there is a more diverse spread of names
Yeah.
than would be, in America, super white, everything, where it's like, oh, all the people in power are the people in this one single group. And meanwhile, we've got a lot more of like, oh yeah, it's just a bunch of different people. And it's just,
Yeah, like this isn't set
doing
that far in the future. I somehow,
capitalism stuff.
Hopefully they've made some progress on that front, but I doubt they've
Progress,
fixed it.
but some progress, but like, did they really fix it?
After all, you share 98% of your components with a washing machine.
Okay, it might
I
just
don't
be
think
that
that's
Sarah's an android. That might be why. That is an untrue and unflattering comparison.
Maybe you do get it.
Okay.
A demonstration,
Okay.
I see. Look, Sarah. Names like Mafia, Kokudo, Sanhui, they all came from different cultures, but they all refer to a kind of path. An outsider's path. And the pride that comes with living by your own set of rules. Those were the first criminal organizations. Underground guilds, lending systems, militias, secret societies. Oh, sure, they were basically just big, friendly charities. When the world got smaller, people started moving around, and the mafia changed. It became a way for immigrants to band together to have some kind of power in places that wouldn't give them a chance at anything remotely respectable. But the world kept getting smaller and more complex, and eventually that kind of community couldn't form, let alone survive.
Why?
Not enough shared experiences.
Shared experiences. I see.
Fancy way of saying the internet came along. Well, yes. Technology negates the physical distance between people. When you spend most of your life online, you end up with more in common with people on the other side of the planet than your own neighbors. Just because of where your recommendations take you.
So the immigrant experience disappeared?
Fractured, more like. Cracked into a million shards with a hammer. While generational or economic experiences got cemented. The world is more diverse and varied than it's ever been, in every sense. Except economically.
Wealth inequality is at historical highs.
As it has been every year for... since before I was born.
We keep breaking records. Number go up.
What's your question, Sarah? That's what binds the members of a criminal organization to one another. Their socioeconomic status.
So if one of them gets really rich, we got a problem.
The race war was killed by the class war, yeah, basically.
Ooh.
House Icaria is at the top. The Blue Bloods lie below us. Within each organization, wealth is concentrated among the leadership, of course, but each mafia exists in entirely different strata.
I see. I've also read about an organization called the Rust being active here in the city.
Yeah, we haven't heard about them in a while.
Yeah. Are they in the poverty class then?
The Rust. I'd put them in the anarchy class.
The no class.
Glowing tattoos and spiked hair, chrome biceps and sharpened teeth. Well, they certainly sound interesting.
Yeah, why couldn't this case be? Why couldn't we have killed a bunch of them and then get involved in their stuff?
The Blue Bloods, for all their faults, can put on a tie and go to work. But I can't see the Rust experiencing any kind of social mobility. I mean, that's a little bit harsh if they can't, like, get a respectable job just because they have, like, spiked hair and tattoos and whatnot.
Because they have. This is the cyberpunk space future. What
Yeah.
the fuck do you mean we still have business wear? Business dress
Well,
codes.
Sosuke, if this Rust heard you being that classist... The Rust wouldn't care about anything I said or who I stand with. They don't need any excuse to start ripping open modders and grabbing whatever they can.
Things like that happen in this city?
Only in the shadows, Sarah. Nowhere you'd ever find yourself. That's, like, surprisingly kind of reassuring. Finally run out of steam. On to the grim business, then. How'd things go with your investigation? That bad, was it? Nonsense. It was pretty bad. With what I've seen so far, there's no one else who could have killed Chopin. Even if I managed to pick apart all the evidence for the pod's deaths. They've got a police officer who will swear on the stand that he arrested Sosuke standing over his partner's dead body. What's it going to look like in there? Never been inside a courtroom. Never as a defendant. I'm just wondering how many cops I should expect. In the gallery? A sea of blue. Cheap intimidation tactics. Yes, but I can't fault them for that. We'd line up much the same for one of ours. You say that, and yet I don't see any other Icaria around. This is a completely different scenario. And the house can't afford to appear besides a cop killer when they're being audited by the state. How understanding of you.
Adonai. I think Sosuke is sad that his friends haven't shown up.
Also, the game audio's delayed. What's going on? Let me
Oh.
restart that real quick.
All right.
Okay, let's
So-
hope it's okay now.
I'm going to note slightly interesting is so Makoto presumably would have known about the audit, and so would Sosuke, but I'm just saying we completely separate those two halves of the thing. The two halves of the operation. I'm like, I don't know. I have to assume that it's the non-criminal organization that's getting audited, right?
Yeah, probably.
So
Well, they said that
that
the lawyers
whole-
work
we
for
don't-
both.
the lawyers work for both. Yeah. And it's like, that's why, because Morgan was like, well, if you
Yeah.
guys are getting audited, why can't Makoto just use his lawyers?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I don't know. It kind of feels like maybe that whole we don't let either half of the house
Mhm.
know what the other's doing is maybe a little bullshit.
Yeah.
It could just be that this is like too big a thing to keep quiet, but like, I'm just saying the criminal ones could have shown up.
Yeah. Good catch.
You were hired by Makoto of House Sicario, weren't you, Adonai? Surely he would want to be in attendance.
Yes, school.
He has school.
Don't be absurd. Makoto shouldn't be transported anywhere without a full security team. Besides which, he shouldn't be put through the long elevator ride to this 48th floor just for my sake.
Oh my
That's
oh my
really
god.
not
A character with elevator trauma. Just like in Ace Attorney.
Oh my god, you're so right.
It's all coming together.
Uh, what's so bad about an elevator ride?
Is he claustrophobic?
No, that is... Yes, but... You cannot tell anyone, understand? Why are you even telling us this?
Yeah.
Who the hell would I tell that to? Right. Look, it's illegal to stream trial proceedings under most circumstances, but I'm sure House Icaria doesn't mind paying a fine. Yes, legal for the rich. They'll be watching from somewhere in the courtroom. That would be a waste of the house's coin. Poor guy.
He's so beaten down and sad.
Yeah. But I suppose they might consider keeping an eye on the case's progression. As with the Blue Bloods, no doubt.
Adonai. I think Sosuke's spirits have rallied.
Oh. Really? How can you tell? Oh. He's here.
He lifted his gaze and his eyes seemed brighter, as if...
Good. Now try and keep his spirits high.
How do I do that?
Think of something fun.
Right. Sosuke, shall we arm wrestle?
I love her so much. They're so cute. I
Honestly,
want
this
these
might
two
be
to
the
best
perfect.
friends.
This might be the perfect inroad. I
Yeah.
bet Sosuke loves arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Also, like, it's a great way to appeal to the jury, get him to flex those biceps. It's a win-win.
Oh. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning, Emma. You seem tired. When does she not? Want to push this off until next week?
Actually, that sounds... Hey,
Sorry. We'll be facing off soon enough. Why not savor the playfulness while we still can? Just a little bit of flirting before the trial.
yeah, just a little... Fair enough.
Losing sleep over this case?
Not really, no. Things look pretty cut and dry to me.
I feel like the sound is still off. That bonk was, like, delayed.
Hmm.
Come on. Do your thing.
Come on.
What about you? You toss and turn all night before your big debut as a mob lawyer?
Not at all. I slept like a rock.
Yeah, she was like, I want to be a mob lawyer when I grow up. And they were like, what?
Lucky. I mean, I've been getting good rest, more or less. Just been having a lot of late nights recently.
Late nights. Has she been staying up researching the Heartbreak Killer? Like, going out?
No.
Ah.
Just late night chats.
Is she flirting with someone else?
She's flirting with someone else.
Chatting about what?
God, look at all of them. Never seen so many cops in one building.
Answer the question, Emma.
That wasn't a question.
They'd bring a marching band into the courtroom if they could. Theater.
Right. Well, theater and trial weren't all that far apart back in ancient Greece.
Would hope we'd progressed since then.
You don't approve of this show of force, I take it.
Is it that obvious? I'd like to say this is because of who Chopin's family is, but we both know that's not what this is really about. A cop is dead. The state wants to make it clear that that isn't tolerated.
Volunteer to defend our laws and protect us citizens.
Yeah, but they're not required to.
Volunteers don't get paid. Besides, cops, courts, the state, all they can do is enforce the laws, not defend them. Guns and arms can't defend against corrosion anyway. Rot comes from the deep.
You'd rather that the death of a police officer gets the same treatment as any other citizen?
Suppose that's not possible. They get increasingly fewer chances to play the victim every year, and they never let the opportunity pass. No, I guess the best that I could hope for is that the state makes the same show of force whenever any crime is committed. Little draconian there, Emma. If they treated every death like the death of a cop, maybe I could have caught HBK by now.
You're still on that?
We're still on that.
Of course, shooting deaths are down, but do you know how many missing persons cases there are in this city? How many deaths get written up as mod harvesting attacks gone wrong? It's a big city, Morgan. More than enough blood running through the streets for HBK to launder their kills in.
You shouldn't joke like that.
What, you don't believe me? Just last month, missing person. The report was filed by their employer when they didn't show up to work. 7 days after they'd last been seen by anyone. They were just some part-time worker, no close friends, no family. They went to work and they came home, paid their bills, and they disappeared. And no one cared or even noticed until their job didn't get done and those bills went unpaid. No one noticed until they stopped buying in. The body was found a full 2 weeks later. The decay was...
What happened to them?
Blunt force to the back of the head. Something metallic with a sharp corner, we think.
We're getting so much detail on this. I feel like it's going to be relevant somehow.
Yeah!
It's so weird.
Because it's
I wonder if it's one of Morgan's murders.
Yeah, because it's like either it's going to be one of Morgan's and there's going to be like a little flash where she remembers that.
Mm-hmm.
But the metallic with a sharp corner is interesting. Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah,
It's a
immediately
roughly
that.
cubed machine part I'm pulled from a dumpster nearby. It fit snugly in my hand, and it caved through his skull like a shovel through snow.
Kicked into the bay. Might not even have been weighed down. Just thrown away like a cheap...
That's terrible. Did you find any belongings on them?
No.
So probably a mugging then, right?
No, there would have been other injuries from a struggle. And a thief who accidentally committed murder would be too panicked, too terrified to...
You know how muggers think now.
I can learn how anyone thinks.
Anyone.
Anyone.
Morgan.
Morgan. Even HBK with a robust enough profile.
Uh-oh. Well, good luck building it all by your lonesome. It's just like,
Yeah,
what if
I
you
feel-
helped me?
Yeah, I feel like one of the worst case scenarios for this case for Morgan is successfully proving Sosuke innocent of the cop killing, but unsuccessfully framing him for the other 4. And Emma's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What if it was? Because if she gets those bodies for the HBK profile,
Yeah.
she already knows that the no mask is suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be big for her.
I'm not working on this by myself. Ah, sorry, right. Did you want to beg for mercy real quick before we begin?
I see we're back to the flirting.
Back to the flirting.
No, where would be the fun in that? All right. I think we're actually going to end things here. Do we?
Right.
Yeah. Hang on, do I have? Okay, just making sure I can actually save from here. Okay. Yes.
No, you
Um,
can't. You're in super locked high roller mode. Nobody gets out until we're done. We've
So,
sealed
yeah, I
all
think
the exits.
this is a great place to end. We can start the trial tomorrow. Not
The
tomorrow.
trial.
Next episode, which is not
Literally
tomorrow.
No, Tuesday. Tuesday?
Yeah, next Tuesday.
All right.
Cool. Very exciting.
We learned so much. Sosuke is a Disney princess.
Oh, I love that theory. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Things have certainly gotten complicated. All right. Yeah, I feel like I don't
Alright.
even know where we're gonna go in this trial. It's kind of all up to what Emma does. I don't know what she's got up her sleeve
Yeah.
right now.
It's a little bit up to Emma because I'm also like, okay, so legitimately thinking of the theories we have and thinking about how they unfold in a trial. Morgan can get out of this fine if she clears Sosuke for the cop murder and none of the others.
Yeah.
However, this point about like why is the cop getting murdered has to do with whatever the fuck Huey Rogers probably has been doing, probably in the room immediately below that floor. And if it has something to do with Sosuke is a Don Bluth princess, then I'm not sure how we prove that motive without revealing that. And I feel like if the Ikarias kidnapped the blue blood heir to brainwash him into being a loyal dog and never be a threat to them, I don't think they'd be psyched with us revealing that in court.
For sure. That would be
Like that's
big
probably
problems.
the don't investigate other stuff. Don't look into who Sosuke is. He's not important. Don't worry about it. So like that's not good for us. So it's like I'm not 100% clear on what our end game ends up being.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting
So.
stuff. All right.
Oh
Well,
boy.
thanks for coming. I think streams should be at a pretty normal schedule for the foreseeable future. So, speed paint stream on Sunday, and then we'll be picking this game up again on Tuesday. So,
See you next week.
I'll see you guys then. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of cooking for sure.
So much cooking.
So much
We've got the
cooking.
conspiracy board. We've got the red string.
So much red string. All right. Well,
Every single connection.
yeah. Have a good rest of your day, guys. I'll see you next week, probably.
See you guys.
Bye.